So to help me out with this, I got Lord Lotus Asakura himself. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, what's good, everybody? Glad to be here. How y'all doing?
So I thought you were the perfect person to bring on for this because not only did you play Dragon Ball FighterZ, ArcSys fighting game, but you've also have experience with more, I guess, from a normal perspective, a traditional anime game like Naruto games and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Those are actually the games I grew up playing, and there was actually a period in my life where I quit playing video games altogether, and what actually got me back into playing them as a teenager was like the Naruto Storm games and stuff. So yeah, you could say I've got a bit of experience with that.
And you would say that like Dragon Ball FighterZ was like a big deal from the traditional anime game scene, right?
Yeah, because like typically we get like arena fighters and things of that nature, and those games are fun in their own right and in their own respect, but they're definitely a bit different from what you would call a traditional fighting game or like a real fighting game, for lack of a better word. And honestly, I would say it was a breath of fresh air and something that like really took the scene by storm. And I mean, well, you see how successful and popular it became. So I think it turned out pretty well.
It's cool from both sides too. I really clearly remember I was super tight during this year. Like it's like 2017, playing Guilty Gear Xrd, and I was like, man, like this game is so sick. And for all the shit I talk about Xrd, like it is a sick game, and it looks great, and the music is great. And like nobody knows. Like anytime I'm like, yeah, I'm going, like I'm into fighting games, I do this. They're like, what game? I'm like, this game called Guilty Gear. Maybe you heard of it, maybe you haven't. So when they announced Dragon Ball, I was like, this is the one.
I'm not gonna lie, and it's the crazy part too, because I'm sure you're grateful for something like this. ArcSys is grateful for this, but I'm one of many people who had never touched a Guilty Gear game until Dragon Ball got announced. I was like, oh, bet, let me see what ArcSys games are like, and so I played Rev 2.
You mentioned it. A lot of anime games come out in general. Like it's not like uncommon. Anime is super popular, so there's a lot of games that come out. Like in my case, I barely played any of them, mostly because a lot of them feel like cash grabs. Like there's even some new games coming out, like Full Metal Alchemist, which like it kind of mixes you in a trailer. Like it's like super cool, really good graphics.
It really catches you off guard. It's like, oh, hey, this looked pretty good. Oh, it's a mobile game.
It's a mobile game, right? And then there's like Jujutsu Kaisen's getting one pretty soon.
Oh man,
too.
that was a big offender too. That's like one of the biggest and most popular and like most loved like series of like the new generation of anime, and so people would love a video game for that. It's like the worst looking mobile game out of the bunch that have been announced lately, and I'm just like, that's real tough for JJK fan.
And you got like the big meme machine on YouTube, fucking Jump Force.
That game I thought was going to be so much better than it actually was. Not because I have high hopes for anime games in general, but because that's a game I got to play early at E3 in 2018, I think it was. And I thought that the game was gonna. I thought the game wasn't finished. You know what I mean? When I played it, so I was like, oh yeah, by the time this game is finished, like this game's gonna be sick. And the game, from the time I played it at E3 until the time it came out, did not change seemingly at all. So I was like, oh.
Wow. I know that feel. When in the Strive beta, people said Faust was not finished in that. So I know what you mean. I know what you mean. We're like, yeah, this. I mean, Faust didn't have a voice in the first open beta. He didn't even have a voice. Like he was like half. We were like, he's not even done. Let's not rank him. Like it's fine. They'll do something. They'll do something. But that kind of just leads me to like, constantly, if you play Dragon Ball FighterZ and you're like either a popular player or a content creator or both, people will ask you like what anime should get ArcSys game. And I thought, we should just like field some ideas, just like if you got like 3. I got some weird ones, but so yeah, we can go back and forth. The first one off the top of my hand would definitely be actually Vinland Saga. Right?
Oh,
yeah, it's just something out of left field.
That.
Yeah,
okay,
I really
like that would be sick.
That would be sick.
Super sick.
That would be sick, right? Dragon Ball was a safe play, right? Gets everyone together. That's like the big daddy, right? So why not just go out of left field? There's not really superpowers. Everyone, you have weapons like Guilty Gear a little bit. Characters are cool. Just something a little bit different. And the other one for my heart is that there is a medieval fighting game that came out pretty recently that I really liked when it came out, but it kind of, with the pandemic and all, kind of shit the bed. Grand Blue Fantasy. So how about one more chance at a medieval fighting game?
Grand Blue really got the short end of the stick with COVID and everything too. That game was really sick, but it didn't really stand a chance during the pandemic.
Unfortunate.
All right, so I think it would be insane to me to not mention. Like, this is an obvious one, this is a safe one, but it's like, for as much as I talk about this, for as much as I fantasize about this, and definitely for as much as I get asked about it, I have to go ahead and make the first pick of mine, Naruto. Like, Naruto has gotten way more than its fair share of games, I'm not gonna lie, but look, man, still one of the biggest, most popular series out there. Boruto, for the meme it is still ongoing and going strong, and it still has a hell of a fan base. And I just literally dream every single day about Arc System making a Naruto game. So like, if I could have anything made into a game, that'd be my number one pick for sure. I'll pick a couple of like different ones for the next two, but Naruto's got to be the number one for me.
I mean, you know, I have not watched Naruto. I'm a classic ninja hater. Like, I don't really like ninjas in anime, like, at all.
Really surprised me when I found out, and I was, but you know what? You got it, man. It's one thing to be a ninja hater. The part that gets me is not that you're a ninja hater, that you're a pirate lover, and that's just where.
I mean, they're cool, but
I feel the exact opposite. I like ninjas are so cool. I think pirates are super lame, but
I think out of like almost anything anyone could think of that's like popular, Naruto would make the most sense for a team game. I remember when they announced Dragon Ball, I was like, but why is it 3 vs 3? That was the only thing that I didn't get.
Yeah, Naruto's perfect because they fight in 3, well, technically 4, because like, you know, their sensei is always a Jonin or whatever, but like they fight in 3-man cells, so it's like, it's perfect. And the Storm games are 3v3 games, so like, it just, come on, like the groundwork's kind of already there a tiny little bit. Like, you already got the general idea what to do. Come on, we can, it's easy, just do it.
That one I would give to you. My second one, I want to kick it old school and say Yu Yu Hakusho.
Let's go! Hey, that was one of the ones on my list. All right,
let's go.
Run it.
The main reason is I don't really know of any Yu Yu Hakusho traditional fighting game. When I was in 8th grade, I somehow via the 7 Seas acquired a turn-based fighting game. There's a Yu Yu Hakusho turn-based fighting game, if I'm remembering this the right way, where you had to like, you would do your move and it would animate, and the opponent could like counter, and they would have to like pick the right one on some multiple choice energy, and it animated like really cool. But like, come on, that could get one.
I don't think I've ever heard of that game. Like, I know there's Yu Yu Hakusho Forever, and then there's like Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament, which are both like PS2 games, which I actually have both of those. And there's like a couple of GBA games, like I think one's called Tournament Tactics. Is that Tournament Tactics? What console was the game you're thinking of?
SNES.
Oh no, I've never seen that one. Yeah, no, Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite anime of all time. It's actually my second favorite anime of all time, I want to say. And so that's a big one. That's actually a huge one for me. I think I even have a command in my Twitch chat, because this is actually a question I get asked all the time. Hey, if you could have any other game, like any other anime turned into a game, like who would you pick? And I get asked it so much, I turn it into a command. And I think Naruto and Yu Yu Hakusho are like in that answer for that command. All right then, well, since you've already named Yu Yu Hakusho, let me go ahead and throw out my namesake. As you guys know, my name is Lotus Asakura, but what you may or may not know is that Asakura actually comes from a series known as Shaman King, and Shaman King's definitely got to be a pick for me, where if I could have another series turned into a game, I would just be head over heels. Shaman King's another one of those series that actually did get a game, and it's a game that I enjoyed a lot. It's nothing too crazy, but just out of nostalgia, if nothing else, I'd still go back to it and play it. But it's called Shaman King Power Spirit. It's on the PS2. And it was pretty fun. It's not super intricate, it's not very deep, and the gameplay is like it's meh. But to see it get something like a Dragon Ball FighterZ would be insane. And it's actually a series that got like a remake, and that's currently still ongoing, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't been keeping up with it after the first season, I'm not gonna lie, despite how excited I was for it. But it's another series that means a lot to me. I mean, which may be obvious from the fact that I named myself after the main character. But yeah, man, that series is sick, and I think it would be really cool as a fighting game.
Yeah, that one is a throwback for me too. I remember following that show back in the day. I haven't watched the new one yet. I haven't gone around to it, but when they announced it, I popped off too. I can't lie. Got one more for you. This is the shill pick. I saved the shill pick for the end. Okay. I think it should be Bleach.
Fair enough. I mean, I had the shill pick in Naruto, so I ain't mad at you for this one. I had a shill
pick. Mostly because there's more Bleach coming, right? There's more Bleach coming.
It was actually supposed to, so the anime was supposed to come back last year, but I think, you know, due to the situation in the world, things kind of got pushed back. But I believe it actually is for sure coming back this year. They're finally finishing the content that they never finished covering from the manga, like the last big final arc of the series.
I was like an okay fan of Bleach, personally. Like, I watched a couple of seasons. I had friends who told me to skip the vampire season, but I watched it anyway. But like this one's not like super close to me, but it would be a dub. It would be a dub anyway, I think.
Yeah, that definitely and that's a game that I would definitely be head over heels for it to be released. Like, I think that's one thing that people are kind of not exciting, expecting or hoping for, because CyberConnect 2, which is actually the developer for the Naruto Storm franchise and as well as the Demon Slayer game that just recently released, have announced that they're going to be announcing a new game, I believe, next month. And a lot of people are hoping for it to be a Bleach game, which I'm not so sure. I mean, I would be down for that. But I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much for it being something that I'm going to be super gassed about, because I've learned my lesson over the years about getting too excited about anime games or setting your expectations too high, because it leads to disappointment every single time. But a Bleach game would be sick. I'm down for that. Let me be the best Toshihiro Hitsugai NA. You know what I'm saying? But for my final pick, I know what the people want to hear, but I ain't gonna lie, this is my opinion, not theirs. So, you know, we gonna go with my pick, right?
Okay.
There's a series that when I talk about manga, I try to recommend it to people all the time, because it's something that I enjoy a lot and I think is super sick. And it's a series known as Twin Star Exorcist. Anybody who watches me, you've probably heard me talk about this series before. Now look, I know the anime is trash, right? But let me go ahead and chill real quick and tell you guys that read the manga. I know manga fans always like, hey man, the manga way better, bro. It get way better. Like, no, okay, but this isn't this thing. When I say the manga is better than the anime, I'm talking like Tokyo Ghoul or Berserk levels of, like, they really did that anime dirty, bro. Like, it's not the same thing, but that series is so sick, and I think it would be dummy cool as a fighting game. Like, I think it'd be super dope, and that's one of my favorite series, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I know somebody wants to hear, I don't know, Hunter x Hunter or like Soul Eater could be really cool or something like that, or like Fire Force, but look, bro, I'm trying to tell you, Twin Star fighting game would be OD.
No one said One Piece. I just had to drop it.
Honestly, I thought that was gonna be your show pick.
No.
I mean, you should know I was never gonna say.
I knew you weren't gonna say it. I was like, I had to not say One Piece, because I already felt like I said. I guess mine were kind of unique-ish.
Yeah, no,
we shared one.
You snatched my ankles with the Yu Hakusho one. I didn't expect you to hear that. I didn't expect to hear you say that one.
Yeah, I really loved it back in the day. I really did love it back in the day.
So yeah, my name's Lotus, and if you guys enjoyed my commentary and my takes here on the video, you can go ahead and find me pretty much everywhere: Twitter, YouTube, Twitch at Lotus Asakura. I have an Instagram too, but it's actually Supreme Lotus, whatever. But you know, I be taking this here and there. That one's not really important. But yeah, full-time YouTuber and Twitch streamer, daily uploads pretty much. I stream not every day, but multiple days a week, almost every day when I can. And mainly play Dragon Ball FighterZ, but as well as some other games here and there. Like I dabble in the Demon Slayer and the Storm game sometimes, and Strive, but I'm not that great at Strive. And I like Genshin Impact a lot too, so if you like Genshin, you should come to the stream. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thank you so much, dude.
Hey, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure working with the big homie.